Hi, my name is Kylie, and teaching kids about queerness does not make them queer. Just like forcing young gay kids to watch heterosexual couples on TV their whole life didn't make them straight.
Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm talking about this absolutely ridiculous teacher, a gay feminist teacher. You've certainly never seen one of those before. Oh my god. She talks a lot about political crap, obviously, feminism. You know, how women are being mistreated, how if you're gay, you're like a second-class citizen in a sense, how if you're white, you're racist. That's actually how I found her videos, was talking about how white people are racist in their own homes, in private. I'm going to show you that video real quick, and then we'll talk about some of the other shit.
Hi, my name's Kylie, and here are some things that white people say without realizing they're being racist. I moved a lot growing up. Sometimes I was in rural, homogenous white areas, and other times it was diverse urban areas. But regardless, here are some things that I've heard. Number one, coming in hot, we have when a white person is telling a story and they mention the race of the person for no reason. That waitress, and then mention how she was Hispanic as if that somehow had something to do with her character. Number two, telling a story about someone from a different race and then doing an accent to make the story come to life. Number three, saying the N-word in rap music or other songs because it's going too fast to skip it. Number four, thinking that their lack of skill when it comes to sports is because they're white and not because, in fact, they are unathletic. Yes, they have actually said this. I've had a white boy tell me he would have gone to the NBA if he was black. Number five, assuming that hearing people in public speaking a different language means they are talking badly about you. Specifically, nail techs or waitstaff, because white people think everything is about them. Like for part two.
Okay. As you just saw, she mentions how white people mention people of other races by bringing up the color of their skin. I guarantee you that is the exact same thing that black people do as well. Hispanic, Asian, Native American, if you want to be nice, I would just say Indian, whatever. That's the point. They bring it up. You know they do. A good example of this is when Snoop Dogg was doing like the Super Bowl, and I guess Eminem or 50 Cent or whatever wanted to bring up Eminem, and they mentioned him as the white boy, right? They don't even bring up his name even though they know it. That's just like an easy example right fucking there. The number two thing, talking about people in a different accent, you know, I'm pretty sure black people, Hispanic people, everyone does this. It kind of helps with their story, especially when they're around people who are generally of the same race, right? You're assuming that usually when they're talking to somebody, they're of the same race. So when they bring up somebody else's race, it's that way you have more context on the situation. You, ma'am, are a dumbass. Number three, saying the N-word in a rap song. I hate to break it to you, it's just a song. And that is just a word. That word only has power in a negative context because people choose to make it that way by saying only black people can say this. That is fucking stupid. The number four thing, that's a bit more iffy. Thinking that if you're white, you're not going to do as well as sports is stupid. There's plenty of famous white people in sports. In general, the reason you see more black people in sports anyways is because they're higher bone density. And that's a fact. You can just look it up. Okay? Nothing else to say about that. Number five, when you hear people talking in public in a different language, I guarantee you not everybody thinks that they're being talked about. Are there some people? Sure. But that's not just a white thing, too. Are you fucking kidding me? That's absolute horseshit. And when she mentions in the video, she mentions like nail salons specifically. She's obviously talking about Asians because those are the majority of people who work at those places. Like, what the fuck is going on here? If they want to talk in their own language, so be it. I don't give a shit. I don't think most people do. Not that I've ever been to a nail salon for myself. Took my grandma there once. This woman is retarded. She's retarded. There is a second video to this, by the way. I watched it. It's even worse than this one. Like, like her trying to point out these so-called racism facts, in her opinion, that are not racism facts. They're even dumber. They're even dumber. I'm not even going to show that video. There is another racism video I will show real quick. It's just fucking stupid.
My name's Kylie, and I'm obviously white. I grew up in a conservative white family, and I know there's been a lot of discourse about whether white people should talk about racism, and here's my argument for why I think that not only should we, but we have to. A lot of racism in white families occurs behind closed doors. I've been over at friends' parents' places and heard them say some pretty obscene things about people of color, assuming that I am on their side simply because I am white. Obviously, this makes for some awkward conversations when I do call them out, but point being, the depths of the racism and the darkness that seeps in deeply into these families can only, in my opinion, truly be exposed by other white people, because they will never be their full racist selves around anyone who is not white. They like to save face publicly and say that they're not racist, but then again, if you go into their homes and you hear the things they say, that would suggest otherwise. I just encourage you, if you're a white person and you know people like this, please say something. Don't just ignore it for fear of conflict.
Okay. As you saw, just more fucking nonsense about white racism. I hate to break it to you, but literally everybody is racist to a degree. To a degree. Everybody. I feel like it's just kind of instilled in most people at birth. Well, obviously not birth, but as you grow up. Some examples of this in my own life, for instance. I am obviously white. I grew up in El Paso, Texas, where I still currently live. I went to a place called Job Corps, where the majority of students who were there, like myself, were Hispanic. Everywhere I would go in El Paso, the majority of people are Hispanic. I am the minority here. And they thought that I would get treated better while I was there because I was white. They said this. They're like, why don't you go do this? They'll probably let you do it because you're white. They used those exact words. Once when I was like 7 years old, I was going to the YMCA. And a black boy literally called me a white boy. I don't remember what exactly it was about. It's just some dumb conversation as kids. I called him a black boy back, and he started to cry like a little bitch. I bring that up because he wasn't like much older than me. He was like 2 years older than me. He had racism instilled in him by his parents. Clearly, because who the hell else told him that that was racist? There's no way he could know without somebody pushing that on him. And the people there at the YMCA tried to tell me that, like, I couldn't do this. And I asked why he called me a white boy. They could not give me a good explanation as a fucking child. Okay? Stupid. This is stupid. You, Kylie, are a dumb bitch. Dumb. Some of the stupid shit that you say on your TikTok is just astounding. I'm going to show you real quick the videos that I showed, or the clip that I showed in the very beginning of her talking about the gayness with the kids real quick.
Hi, my name is Kylie, and teaching kids about queerness does not make them queer. Just like forcing young gay kids to watch heterosexual couples on TV their whole life didn't make them straight. The only thing that you're doing here by hiding queerness from your children is making them feel either ashamed or confused. And by ashamed, I mean if one day they do realize that they are part of the queer community, maybe they're attracted to the same sex, maybe they want to have a different gender presentation, they are going to immediately know or feel like you won't accept them. Even if one day you come around to it, they are going to feel like their whole lives that they are something that you don't want them to be, that they're a disappointment to you. Or on the flip side, if they do end up being straight, they are going to be confused and maybe part of the problem, and that they might be the ones responsible for bullying the queer kids at school because they think it's strange because you, as a parent, failed to have the conversation with them. We are all entitled to our religious beliefs, but not all of our actions are protected. So do better to protect queer youth in this country. Even if you think whatever about queerness, make your kids respect us as a group of people because we are humans.
Okay, so that was obviously that super stupid fucking take from her. One of them, anyways. I will show one more about the gayness and how you should be teaching kids. Obviously, no, you should not fucking do that. Come on. Think about it. The whole world has grown up with straight couples, not gay couples. Straight people make life. Gay people do not. That is a fact. It is biology. You are stupid. You're trying to push your narrative on people because you want them to accept you for who you are. But really, by doing this, you're just making more people not like you and the movement that you have. I don't generally hate gay people, right? Like, there's some who are just fine, decent people. But people like this make me fucking hate gay people. Oh my God.
This might be a hot take, but queerness is not difficult for kids to understand. I've worked in daycare and teaching and childcare for quite a few years now, and kids are very naturally curious, and they will go up to you and ask you anything. One time, this kid comes up to me, and he's a little boy, and he goes, "What does gay mean?" And he keeps asking me and asking me and asking me, because I'm like, "Oh, go ask your parents when you get home." But he was like, "I need to know now because everyone always says it." So I was like, okay. So I explained, being gay is just if you're a boy and you have a crush on a boy, or you're a girl and you have a crush on a girl. And he looks at me and he goes, "Okay." And he turns around and he runs away. And I, in that moment, was like, oh, wow, that was incredibly easy. There was no judgment attached to it. He just wanted to know what the term meant. We need to stop disguising queerness and suppressing it as a concept, because you never know which of these kids, number one, could turn out to be queer someday. And number two, you just want to educate kids so that they actually know what terms mean and that they're not out in the world being confused by the things that they're seeing on the internet. I promise, even though it seems like it might be a difficult concept for them to wrap their heads around, they are surprisingly tolerant and accepting and able to comprehend these types of things.
No, you don't make me want to have kids respect gay people at all, whatsoever. I can't believe you're a teacher. I can't believe somebody gave you that job. She likes to mention how she went to an Ivy League school in some of the other videos. I did watch a couple other just to see what this bitch was ranting about. None of them are good. None of them. She's a fucking idiot. She's an idiot. You don't help gay people by posting stupid shit like this all the fucking time. And all of her videos are dumb. All of them. If my child went to a school where you were the teacher, I would get them out immediately. Talking about racism, and you're clearly blaming white people for racism. Talking about how you're pushing gayness on kids, and don't say you aren't, because you brought it up. You brought up the child and how you were explaining to them what gayness is and how adults should be pushing it on their kids. You literally just said it in the video we watched. No, you're gross. It's ridiculous. You are so fucking stupid. I am really quick going to show one more video. This one isn't of her. It is actually, well, it starts out with a clip of, I guess, two black dudes having a conversation about racism and white people, and then a white dude shows up and explains why white people are racist.
The reason why white people are still racist today is because of their experience with...
I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, your man ain't wrong. He's not. And you can say all you want. How you gonna blame black people? Because white people are racist. Same way you blame white people because you're racist against white people. Same way, just the interactions you've had with them. You know, there's a lot of white people out here in this world who ain't never really had interactions with very many black people. And the ones they did have were shitty interactions. They just, you know, the way they talked to them, the way they treated them, things of that nature. You know, you ever been to a black neighborhood as a white guy? Woo! You in some kind of fucking trouble. You think it's hard being a black guy in a white neighborhood? You should try being a white guy in a black neighborhood, especially with an accent like mine. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Try it. Yeah. But anyway, the man ain't wrong.
As you can see, at the bottom of this particular video, I'm now on the website itself, it says participating in this activity could result in you or others getting hurt. It doesn't say that with any of the other videos I showed you, right? With Kylie and all her fucking nonsense. But this one, where this dude's just being honest and mentioning how white people and black people, basically anyone of any race, deals with shitty people of another race, it kind of leaves an impression on them. I don't know what TikTok's doing here, but it is TikTok, so I guess I shouldn't be that surprised that they're that shitty. I don't know. What do you think? Would you let this stupid woman teach your kids? Do you think this white dude's right? Do you think she's right? How do you feel about this situation? I think it's dumb as fuck. I think that woman needs to be fired immediately. If you like the video, please leave a like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment. Help me out. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.